How do these cameras actually work, and how do they store and organize the data that they capture?
Sure. So the primary ones, the ones that most people see around, they're kind of the super insecure ones are the longer ones, the ones that are like, I don't know, maybe 8 inches tall, and they're black, and those are the ones that have like the button on the back and stuff. And so they generally have a big battery inside. They have a camera sensor. They have a little infrared filter that has a mechanical mechanism that flips it in front of the camera at nighttime. And then they have infrared blasters. And so they take a picture. They use something called optical character recognition, or you may have seen it as like OCR. For example, if you scan a document in Adobe Acrobat or some PDF software, that way you could select text and copy and paste it somewhere else. That's what that is. It's not new. I wouldn't even call it AI. Like we've been using it forever. Every day of your life, your technology in your home is using it in some way or another. So they use OCR to get the license plate. That goes into a database, and then the photo goes into the storage of the camera itself, and then goes through an LTE chip that just like 4G, then sends it to the main Flock database where police have access to that database. And then the police can decide how they want to share that. But in my experiences, they are encouraged to share it nationwide, but not all police do. And especially now, you're seeing a lot of places silo that information, which again brings me back to like, why are you paying Flock then? Like, why aren't you just buying the hardware?
Okay, so up here, Kalispell, Montana, let's say there's a camera near a road. It's doing license plate readers, whatever it is. Takes the picture, uploads it to Flock. Flock holds it. The Kalispell PD has the connection with them to get the data and then pull it back here locally.
Yeah. And so, or if they're sharing it with the national database, that would mean that a cop here can also find out everywhere that you've been, every single time that you pass that camera. As long as you have a Flock camera around, they could see every time that you passed it from your plate data. They could also put you on a hot list, meaning that they get a notification on their phone every single time that you pass one of those cameras. That hot list can be shared to like entire agencies, or it could just be one police officer. In the cases of abuse that we've heard about, a lot of cops just put it on their own hot list, and they just get the little pings when their ex-wife's new boyfriend is driving around. Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty draconian, and I think I do travel a lot. I have like a camper van, and a lot of times when I shoot my videos, I'm going around, and so I do commonly, almost everywhere in the country I go, I am like, there's not as many Flock cameras here, thankfully, as there is in Atlanta. Like in Atlanta, I think just doing a count with another journalist, I did a count around my house because they came here to like film something. And I think it was 8 per mile on a road, like just 8 pings per mile. That's how many times
Wow.
my license plate got pinged. Yeah, and so it goes in database. Flock, traditionally, Flock would keep it for 30 days. They just bumped that down to 7 now that they're backpedaling a little bit, but it doesn't really matter because police could keep it as long as they want. Police could just store that as long as they have the storage for it. They could keep it. As far as security goes, anybody who's sort of a little techie knows that like in Google Chrome, you can press F12 and it'll open up the development console. And so I've gone to real-time crime centers, these sophisticated, draconian, like when Batman and Lucius Fox set up that thing to like scan the building for it, they're looking at all the screens, kind of like
Hell
that.
Yeah.
I mean, they are that, and there's cops that just sit there and watch, and some of these cameras are pointing at playgrounds, some of them are and when I've been to those, one of them, I said, hey, like, can you do me a favor? I swear this isn't malicious. You're all cops. You're going to know if something goes wrong. Can you just hit F12? Because this is running in Chrome. Flock doesn't even have their own secure app. They're literally running on a Google Chrome browser, which is like, oh, what are you doing? Like, that opens up so many problems. But whatever. These are things that bother me. So they press F12 and they go, okay, go over to network. Now refresh the page. All right, see those things coming up? Those are the video streams. Now I want you to right-click those and open them in a new window in Chrome. And they do. And then all those video streams open up without the Flock interface. And that was it. And I said, okay, you are looking at indisputable evidence that it is not encrypted, right? They say it's encrypted over and over again. They say that I'm a liar for saying it's not encrypted. They are dying on the hill that this is end-to-end encrypted, but you cannot open up a raw video feed in a new browser window if it's encrypted, because you need a token to view it, right? And so I was like explaining that to them. And this was in Dunwoody, Georgia, another suburb of Atlanta. And they just didn't care, right? And I'm like trying to explain these like hyperbolic use cases. It's like, okay, you have a Wi-Fi network. I can crack that Wi-Fi network right now. I can show you how I can do it. And then I could sniff this data with a program called Wireshark and then rebuild that video stream. And they were just like, yes, but it solves crime. And I'm like, okay, why is that pointed at a children's playground? And they answered, well, if your kid got abducted, you'd want it to be. So, okay, I can't deal with this anymore. I got to go. Like, it was just, some police departments are just so, they've drank so much Kool-Aid from this company that they just don't want to hear anything else. And this particular town, Dunwoody, there's a Marcus Jewish Community Center, which is in Dunwoody. It's the city has a pretty sizable Jewish population, and they have a Jewish community center. And with everything going on, they were a little bit worried about an attack. They were worried that there would be an anti-Semitic attack or whatever. So they had security cameras in the Jewish community center that had, just like a normal gym has some security cameras around. And they said, okay, we want to be able to share this with police in case an attack happens. Like, we want the evidence to be able to go directly to police. And police said, hey, we know the Dunwoody police said, hey, well, we got a great relationship with Flock. We'll hook you up. And so they had these third-party cameras that you would see in any store or any gym or anything. They were giving the information. They're aggregating it through Flock. So they're sending it to Flock, and then Flock was sending it to the police. And this was going on for over a year, I think. And we were looking through, Jason Hunyar, who's like a legendary open records request guru, was going through the audit logs and found, hey, Flock employees have been watching a children's gymnastics room. They've just been logging into a children's gymnastics room and watching that. They've been logging into a daycare center, a Fitline studio gym, watching people do yoga. There's a pretty sizable list of Flock employees who've done this, and very few of them are technicians. Like, very few of them are doing it to test a connection or something. And all of them are adult men. And so when this story broke, that was right before the city was voting on, this Dunwoody city was voting on expanding their Flock contract. And every city council meeting was full of angry people. The media was there every time. I mean, we presented this to them. And they had secret meetings with the CEO of Flock, the mayor, it was like they didn't listen to anybody except Flock. But unanimously, the city council voted to extend and expand the Flock safety contract. So a lot of times you're just dealing with insane situations like that, where like, it's like, clearly this is corruption. I can't think of any other explanation. I always try to think of every explanation and always try to be a devil's advocate. But in situations like that, it's like, yeah, they don't care. They just don't care. They're either getting money on the back end, or they're promised a job when they don't get reelected, which frankly, I don't think any of them will now. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, hot salt from Firecracker Farm is the real deal. It's not just heat, it's flavor that elevates everything that you cook. The best thing to happen to food since fire. That's a bold statement, but I'm going to go ahead and agree with that. It's delightful. One of the best things about this brand is there's a real person behind it. His name is Alex, and he makes these in small batches, so it's not always easy to get. You don't want to miss out. All of the flavors are great. I have tried all of them. You really can't go wrong. Seriously, try it on everything. Steaks, vegetables, everything in between. If you like milder heat, mix in some sea salt to dilute it. This is a choose your own adventure. You can go direct from the push button dispenser, or you can dilute to hit that flavor profile that you're looking for. The best way that you can help this show is to help Alex and his small family business by grabbing some hot salt and trying it for yourself. So go to Firecracker Farm and use the code Ironclad for 15% off of your first order. Alex would also like me to thank you, the audience, for giving his small business a shot. You can I'm telling you right now, head over to Firecracker Farm, pick something out. I honestly don't think that you can go wrong. It's an amazing product, founded by a very cool person. The backstory behind it is legit, and it's going to make your food taste better.